Right, guys, this is a new video, I guess. I basically wanted to make a video on a Monday that would basically round up all of the football that's happened over the past week. So, yeah, without further ado, I'll get into the first game, and I've gone with Newcastle West Ham. It was the lunchtime game on Saturday. I thought Newcastle started the game really well and with a lot of enthusiasm, considering they've had a massive loss over the past week with Kieran Trippier, their new signing, out with injury for possibly the rest of the season. Who knows? And he has been massive in their recent upturn in form, scoring a couple of free kicks against Everton and Aston Villa, I think. So he's, obviously a massive loss for them. And yeah, I didn't see them winning this game. I thought West Ham were going to win, but Declan Rice had an absolute game to forget. Just he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Just had an absolute shocker on Saturday. That there were a couple of occasions where his errors inside the 18-yard box just led to Newcastle having chances. There was one right at the start of the game that could have gone a lot worse with Joe Linton, and then there was the one that led to Joe Willock's quite good, quite smart finish off the post, just about across the line. But another thing though, Craig Dawson, he must have like the most headed goals from a centre back over the past 10 years in the Premier League. I'm sure of it. That there's like he seems to score at least once a month from a header. Like he's been doing it at West Brom, he's been doing it at West Ham, he's probably did it a few times at Watford as well, I'd imagine. He's just like a massive threat for any team when he's in the box on set pieces. He just gets his head on everything, and he does have a really powerful header, to be fair. So that is another weapon that West Ham have. There was a thing come out after the game about Chris Wood kept going up to Kurt Zuma. This is according to Craig Dawson, and basically going meow. I mean, if Zuma's going to complain about it, then he shouldn't be. He shouldn't, just deal with it. You've been a dick. Deal with what's, coming for you. Because, like, you have, like, annoyed a lot of people and the cat with that video. But yeah, West Ham have got to look at it as another dropped couple of points, because they need every point they can get if they're going to finish in the top four this season. Now that Arsenal and Tottenham both won at the weekend, by the way, have a couple of games in hand at least on them now, and it looks like West Ham are probably the least likely out of the main four. Well, I suppose you've got to put Wolves in it now. They're probably fourth out of the five going for the Champions League at the moment. I'd say Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham all have a better chance at the moment. Okay, so now on to Manchester City versus Spurs. Now, I mean, what a game! This is like one of those games where where you think you'll look back on this season and think that was one of the games of the season, along with, I don't know, Liverpool v Chelsea, Liverpool v Man City at the start of October, Liverpool v Tottenham in December, Liverpool v Man United. There's been a few decent Liverpool games, but yeah, this was an incredible game of football. But yeah, Harry Kane was absolutely amazing. He had the ball in the back of Man City's net 3 times, and the only reason he didn't score a hat trick was Dejan Kulusevski was marginally offside for what would have been his second and Tottenham's third goal. it was just an outstanding performance by Kane. His ball through to Heung-min Son for the first goal was incredible. First time through ball, perfectly timed run from Son to get past Ruben Diaz, and like really unselfish to square it to Kulusevski. And just a great counter-attack goal. And yeah, just Kane was just on fire, like amazing. That's the best he's performed this season by far. It is a performance that would, like, when people think of Harry Kane, they will remember this game, I think. I mean, I saw a lot of people after the game comparing it to a game I actually remember Fernando Torres had in his final few months at Liverpool. Obviously, that 2010-11 season, Torres had a shocking season. Just didn't really want to try his best for the club. He wanted out. He wanted to move to Chelsea. And his only good game for Liverpool that season was against Chelsea, where he scored two really good goals in a 2-0 win at Anfield. I don't think it's the same circumstances. I think I'm not even sure Kane is so desperate to leave now that Conte is there, and their form has picked up a bit. Well, obviously the 2 games prior to this were bad games against Southampton and Wolves, but prior to that, Tottenham had been doing a lot better. The penalty for Mahrez is what looked like equaliser. I personally wasn't 100% sure. I thought Romero couldn't really do anything about it at all. So it was really harsh to, in my opinion, give penalty against that. But nonetheless, it was a brilliant penalty by Riyad Mahrez. Shocking error from Hugo Lloris for Gundogan's goal. Lloris is one of those goalkeepers who I've never really put in the top bracket of goalkeepers in world football. For me, he just makes too many errors too consistently. And I know he's capable of a wonder save. He made one during the game. I can't remember whose shot it was, but it was a brilliant save. But he's just not quite at the world-class level for me, personally. But yeah, I mean, this does make the title race interesting between Liverpool and City now. And the final game I wanted to cover was Leeds v Man United. It was a brilliant game to watch. Man United, they looked better, and they took their chances as well. But at the same time, they were playing a, quite defensively poor Leeds side. So there is potentially reasons why they did score more in that game. But yeah, some of United's goals were really good. The run from Lindelof in particular for Bruno Fernandes' goal just before half-time was superb. Brilliant run forward from Swedish centre-back. And yeah, it felt like with Leeds, that fluke goal from Rodrigo just really lifted the crowd. And I don't think they score that second goal if the crowd aren't there. It just seemed like they were having like an adrenaline moment where it was just like they were just all at it, like pressing. Every single player on the pitch was just pressing United for that 20 seconds they had the ball before the second goal went in. So I think the fans played a massive part in that. And Leeds continued it for about 10 minutes after the second goal, but they just couldn't quite get that third goal. They just sort of ran out of steam for it, which, was unfortunate for them. But yeah, they did really well. I thought one player who played really well for Leeds was Adam Forshaw in midfield. He was stopping Man United from attacking quite a lot, and definitely reduced the amount of damage that United could have done to Leeds. He was superb, I thought. And a player for Leeds who I really didn't rate was when Junior Firpo came on for that third goal that Fred scored. That is absolutely shocking from him. Just to be like barely jogging back when you've lost the ball, and like just I'd be fuming if I was Marcelo Bielsa seeing that. It was just absolutely shocking. No effort from him whatsoever to get back and help his team. It was a good finish from Fred, and also a good finish from Alanga as well after Bruno created the final goal. Maguire also scored, which I mean, it's perfect timing for him after what's been going on recently. He's been in the headlines a lot recently, hasn't he? But yeah, Leeds, they're just they just need to pick up as many points as they can just to make sure they do stay up. This season obviously has been a season to forget. They have missed three of their best players for quite a big part of the season, in Cooper at centre back, Calvin Phillips in midfield, and also Patrick Bamford up front. So that has obviously impacted their season massively. Otherwise, I think they would comfortably have finished mid-table at least. And yeah, Man United, they took their chances better. I guess you could definitely say that. When Fred came on, it did make a difference for them. They just seemed to have a bit more energy in midfield that they didn't have at the start of the second half. But yeah, it's a win's a win for United. It's two in a week, so I mean that's big for them if they're trying to get Champions League.